Most people wait for a gold watch and a body that hurts every time you stand up before you even think about changing your life. And I looked at that plan and I thought, no way, that's not how I want my story to end. So I'm planning to leave Canada, retire early, and start a new life in Vietnam around Southeast Asia. It's exciting, and if I'm honest, the idea of walking away from everything familiar scares the shit out of me. If that sounds a little crazy and a lot tempting, stay with me. Hi, I'm Steven. This channel is called The Last Good Light. It's about photography, early retirement, and building a life that actually feels like it's yours. I'm not a financial guru or a fearless adventurer. I'm a photographer in his late 50s who's realized that staying exactly where I am scares me more than changing everything. Starting this channel is part of that leap. It feels strange to talk to a camera and document this process, but I'm doing it anyway. Today I want to share why I'm planning to retire abroad, why Vietnam and Southeast Asia keeps calling my name, and what kind of freedom I'm actually chasing. This is the first episode in a long journey, so think of it as a before picture. Like a lot of people, I did everything the way we were told to do it. I worked hard, I bought the house, I filled it with furniture, and a garage full of crap I forgot I even owned. I saved for a retirement that always seemed like it was 20 years away, but at some point it hit me. I was wasting my life for something that didn't feel like freedom. I was watching wildfire smoke roll into the Okanagan year after year, watching prices climb, and feeling the years tick by. There was always this quiet fear in the background where I'd wake up one day in the same routine and realize that I've waited too long to change anything. And I kept asking myself this one simple question. If not now, when? There comes a point where the home isn't just about familiar streets and memories of how Canada used to be. It's about realizing the rules keep shifting, the cost of living that feels like a never-ending climb. I'm not here to have a political rant. I can do that in my private conversations, but when nearly half of your income is taxed away and the government's reach feels ever wider, you start dreaming of places that feel a little bit freer. So this isn't about running away. It's about walking towards a horizon that feels more honest and less weighed down. One day I started running the numbers. What if I sold the house? What if I stopped treating retirement as if it was something that happens at the very end? And I started treating it like something I could design now. I looked at the cost of living in places like Nang and Hoi An and compared them to the life that I live here. I realized that I could buy back time, real time, mornings, sunsets, conversations, time to make art. It stopped feeling like a dream and started looking more like a plan. At the same time, my brain threw every fear it could at me. What if the money's not enough? What if I get sick? What if I go all in and it doesn't work? And that fear hasn't vanished. I'm choosing to move with it instead of letting it make all the decisions. So why Vietnam and why Southeast Asia? First, the coastline. Warm water, endless beaches, and a pace of life that doesn't feel like a rat race. Places like Da Nang and Hoi An, they're made for walking with a camera at sunrise and at a slow pace. Second, it's the cost of living. I can live comfortably there and buy myself years of freedom. Not luxury freedom, but real freedom. And third, the location. From Vietnam, you can easily jump to Thailand and other places in the region that are more affordable than Canada. I want to slow travel, stay a few months at a time and actually get to know the place and make it part of a new lifestyle. Of course, there's things that worry me, language, new culture, new systems, rules and visas, and I know there'll be months when I feel totally lost and way out of my element. There's part of me that still wonders if I'm too old to start again in a completely different part of the world. That doubt is real, and it's coming with me. When I say early retirement, I don't mean never working again. I love creating, I love photography. I will still make prints, ebooks, maybe courses, and this channel. The difference is that money won't be the boss anymore. Time and experience will remain the currency. I want my days to start with a simple question. What do I feel like creating? Not what does the calendar demand. I want time to walk with a camera, to learn Vietnamese and the culture, to sit down in small coffee shops and write instead of racing between obligations. Letting go of a regular paycheck is not a simple decision. There's a real fear that the income will not match the plan, that this channel might not grow, that the months will feel tight. I'm not hiding that. It's part of the story, and you'll see it play out in real time. Freedom for me is not a sports car. It looks more like this. A small apartment close to the sea, my camera, and a good pair of shoes by the door. And knowing that my monthly expenses are low enough that I could live freely. Breathing air that smells like ocean instead of wildfire smoke. Not working my life away without an escape and being taxed into poverty. Having the energy to explore new streets instead of collapsing on the couch. That doesn't mean every day will feel perfect. There will be moments when I miss home, when I question the plan, when I lie awake wondering if I've made a mistake. Freedom is not the absence of fear. It's a decision to build a life that feels honest, even when it scares you. That's the life I'm steering towards. Over the next few months, I'm going to share the entire journey, the money plan, the hard decisions about selling things, visa research, and what it takes to leave a country you've called home your whole life. There will be wins, there will be mistakes. I'll show you both. You're going to see the doubts, the days when this plan feels shaky, the nights when I wonder if I've lost my mind, the awkward early stages of this channel as I figure things out in public. I want you to see the real version. If you're also dreaming about retiring early or moving abroad, and if this process scares you, subscribe and come along. Tell me in the comments where you picture yourself in a few years if you could really choose. This is where the old life ends and the real plan begins. If you want to see what it looks like to start letting go, watch the next episode.